In this video, I'm gonna walk you through how to attract a lot of leads into your business, and not just any kind of lead. It'll be perfect fit clients that are actually able to afford your product and that are the right fit to get great results. So let's dive right in here. So whenever you actually think about a new ad campaign or any marketing in general, you need to think of it as building towards your actual overall funnel. Because in your business, you're gonna have different parts of your marketing and they have different types of goals basically. So at the very top here, you're gonna have your top of funnel, which is basically just getting people into your world. So these are people that don't actually know you just yet. They don't know about your company, your offer. And so now you're basically just introducing yourself with the top of funnel. That's the goal in the top of funnel. You then have the middle of funnel. The middle of funnel here, this goal is going to be actually more about getting them excited about your offer, connecting with you a little bit deeper, and actually getting them excited about working with you. So this is more of a nurturing process. So in this process here, you want to be giving them resources, you want to be sharing more about your life. And so a little bit different from the top of funnel. The top of funnel really is just allowing them to connect with you and just get into your world. Middle of funnel is more about warming them up to then make their way down to booking a call and making their way to the bottom of funnel. So I'll just say bottom. And so the bottom of funnel here, this is really just getting them on a sales call or showing them more information specifically about your offer and how you deliver, and either closing on the sales call or closing in the DMs. This is basically that last step before they make that final purchase here of actually buying. Okay, so this will just be $sign right here. Okay, so that's the last point basically. So top of funnel is getting them into your world, your ecosystem. So most of the time I recommend just having one main social media platform that you can focus on, that you bring and generate all your ads through, so that now you're bringing all your people in to the top of the funnel. Okay, so now we have people coming in. So we have people coming in to the top right here. All right, so people are coming into the top, they're learning more about your business. Middle of funnel, you'll be doing more content, you'll be sharing free assets such as lead magnets, your VSL, getting them more familiar with you, your offer, so that you can really build that connection and that trust with them, so that eventually they make their way towards the bottom of the offer, which is really more about actually learning about the specifics of your offer, if it's the right fit for them, and getting them signed up basically. So that's how you want to think about this. And so when it comes to the top of funnel, which is what we'll focus on right now, top of funnel really comes down to, first, you want to actually prove your concepts. Prove concepts. And then the second part is going to be refining it. Refining the leads, and usually just adding friction basically. So whenever we're first launching either a new offer, or if you're going to start launching ads for the first time, we need to make sure that your actual ads will speak to a cold audience basically. So you don't want to be too specific when it comes to the actual refining and the friction itself. And so when I talk about friction, I basically mean being more specific on who it's for and who it's not for. And you want to give it a chance to actually first see if it works basically. So the proof of concept is going to be more about getting people excited about your offer, talking about it on a more higher level, and not so much disqualifying people right in the ad itself. So the goal here is that we'll start launching ads, and so you want to get a lot of people into your funnel at first. All right, so we'll be getting a lot of people into the funnel. We should have an easier way to draw these lines here. We're going to be bringing people in. Okay, so once we get people in, now you can actually start to make some money as well. The problem here is that you will be attracting some good quality leads, but also a lot of poor quality leads, just because a lot of different people use Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform you're on. I mostly focus here on Instagram, but you'll be finding a lot of people coming into your world, but most of them won't be the right fit just yet. But you can start to actually generate some leads and start to make some money. So at first, you're probably only going to be having around 5% qualified. So obviously, depending on your offer, if you already have content on your page, if you already have other things dialed in, it could be a little bit higher. But if you're a little bit on the broader side of things at first, you really can't expect too much more than 5, maybe 10% qualified leads, meaning that if you get 100 new followers, you're probably going to have about 5 to 10 of them being, the right fit clients that are really looking for what you have, that also have the money to afford it, that will get good results. So that's what happens at first. But now you do have new leads coming in. And thankfully, with ads and everything, it's going to refine itself. It will get better over time, even if you're a little bit broader, because it's using algorithms, it's using AI, it's understanding more about your actual messaging and the content itself, the meat inside of your ad. And so it's going to refine itself a little bit, but really the main goal here is, does your offer speak to a cold audience? Basically, that's the main goal right now. So you will be finding a lot of poor fit leads, unfortunately. Some of them will be trickling down your funnel as well. But naturally, once they start to see your other middle of funnel content, and once they start to make their way down to the bottom, the problem here is that you'll be spending money to attract these kinds of leads, but a lot of them are going to be making their way out just because they'll self-assess that this isn't for me, basically. So you will be having somewhat of a leaky bucket at this point just because you are attracting poor fit leads. But now we know that some of these leads are, however, the good fit. Some of them are speaking to your offer. And so we can basically maybe now start refining this, basically. So now that we know it works, now you can start making some money. In this first stage, right, you can probably still expect to make, expect to make around a 3 to maybe 4x ROAS. It's definitely possible, which is still good. You put $1 into your marketing and you get $3 to $4 back, which is still very solid. But the next goal now is when things really get interesting. So basically, now the goal is to focus on these people, okay? And we want to basically start to patch things up when it comes to your funnel itself. And so what we'll do is that we're basically going to start to call people out a little bit more so that now we can start to eliminate some of these bad fits, basically. We'll tighten up the funnel. But what will happen is that now that we had, these 4 arrows exiting, we might have less leads coming in, but these will be better fit leads that actually vibe with what you're doing. They like your offer, they like your content, they resonate with you, and a lot more of them will actually make their way down, basically. And a higher percentage as well. And I know that when I was optimizing for calls booked, I wasn't really optimizing for the quality of the call. I was booking a lot of sales calls. It looked sexy on my calendar, but I was wasting so much time with people that just didn't have the money. They were not in the stage of business that actually fit with what we were offering, and it was a huge waste of time. So as a call cost per booked call, it was really great. We were booking calls for less than $40. I think it was around $38. And that was some of our best costs per booked call. But I was spending tens of hours a week just hopping on calls with bad fit clients, and it was just really not working. So we were basically wasting a lot of time. But once we started dialing everything in and tightening this up, now we had a lot less calls, and the cost per lead was higher. Okay, so here you might get followers, let's pop this here. You might get followers for, $5, right? But once you start to dial things in, different things happen. So the first thing that happened is that you'll notice that your lead cost does go up, okay? Our lead cost definitely went up. It probably about doubled, basically. But although this went up about double, this went up about 4 times. Okay, we went from about 5 on the lower end to 10% on the higher end to a consistent 20 plus, basically 20% plus. So although we were paying more for lead, they were a lot better fit. So basically what happened here is that we were able to focus on the leads that were much better. So if we were the ones, sending them free resources, if they were the ones watching our stories, grabbing and asking about our digital assets or free resources and really getting warmed up, basically we're able to focus on those. So we also have a free program that we send people to. Now the program is filling up with people that are really the perfect fit. So now the engagement's better, the community's better, and just the overall engagement is just so much of a better fit because these people are actually what we're looking for, basically. So now we can focus on the better fit leads, and everything else is so much easier and so much better, so that I don't have to hop on so many sales calls. And although I'm spending less time in the marketing, we're increasing our ROAS to 8 to 12x, which is nuts, right? You put $1 in, you might make $10 out every single time, every single month. And this whole thing is running on autopilot, right? You're putting money in and you're getting new leads coming in every single day, right? And if you get this second stage nailed down, now you're getting a lot of really great leads coming in your door, basically, that you can focus on, that you can try to share as much value as possible so they can then make their way down the middle of funnel, which is a whole different process here. But basically, now we're bringing and filling up the top so that then everything else trickles down so you can make a lot more money, basically. So that's what you want to focus on. Really, the cost per book call doesn't matter. The cost per lead honestly doesn't even matter either. The only thing that truly matters is the CAC, which is costs to acquire client, basically. That's the only thing that matters. And so if you can optimize for this, basically, now you can think back and really dial everything up, because you might think that, oh man, I'm getting $10 per lead now, it's much worse than my $5 a lead, let me shut this down. Well, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, because now your pipeline is getting full with such better quality leads that you can then focus on, right? So this is really kind of a longer term process in which you have to kind of project forward and understand that this is all a long-term game. But once you start to fill up your pipeline, if you have your middle of funnel really dialed in, if you have a lot of follow-up systems that are automatically following up and re-messaging your old leads that are either applying, that are asking for your lead magnets, they're providing you an email, some contact information, you're basically going to just keep refining this, because that's what we also do with our clients. Because not only do we get the perfect fit leads at the very top, they're going to make their way through the funnel, and then some of them might pop out, but then we can find ways to get them back in, right? So this might be either with retargeting ads, we can get them back in, right? So this might be with retargeting ads in the middle. It might just be having really great content that's intentional, that's really good. It might be with YouTube as well, having them following us on YouTube and seeing really great content that actually resonates. At the bottom, once they get towards the final stages, if you have this dialed in as well, then you could also follow up with them with automated text messages, with marketing campaigns, with voicemail drops, with text messages. And so all these people are coming back. And you can see how if you get the leads really nailed down, this whole system, I wish it looked a little bit better here. It might be kind of confusing, but basically you just get people in the top. Once you get them in, now they're in your world, and you just keep recycling them until they get ready to make it to the final stage here, which is when you make money and you help them get the dream outcome that they're looking for. All right, so that's basically how it works here. You really just want to basically prove the concept first. So make sure that you're messaging, your offer, and your ad general script is going to resonate with the cold audience. Once you get that down, now it's time to then tighten up your funnel. Okay, we were opening it up a bit. Now we're going to tighten it up. And once we do that, now we're just really focused on attracting the best fit leads possible. You may see your ad per lead cost go up a little bit, but I promise you it's so worth it. If you can really just build this machine out and just having the best people in there, eventually they'll get ready to sign up and you can make some more money. So hopefully this helps you out. If you do want to learn more about this machine and how this entire process works, be sure to actually follow my page so you can learn more about these videos. If you do want to work alongside us in implementing everything in this video, just reach out. You should be able to find a link somewhere below this video. Otherwise, talk soon.